Fan Sports, a sports show that is dedicated to the Seattle sports fans. My name is Dave. This is Kevin. Kevin, how are you doing on this fine game day week edition of the Seattle Seahawks pregame for us? How are you doing, man?
We got live football this week.
Live.
People in the stands, people hitting each other. It's going to be a glorious weekend. So I am
glorious.
That is all get out.
All right, Kevin. So let's just get right into it. Well, first of all, what I want you guys to do, please subscribe if you're new here. Leave some comments. Turn on your notification bell so you know when the newest episodes drop, because now we're going to be getting into multiple drops a week because we are gearing up for the Seahawks season. Also, make sure you give thumbs up, give thumbs down, whatever you feel like, and make sure that you support your boys. And if you can't listen here, we are on all podcast stations. We're on Castbox, Apple TV. I almost said Apple TV, Apple Podcast. We're on them all. Type in CFan Sports. You can download us and get us on the go. Exactly. By the way, special shout out to our friend in France, whoever you are. Keep downloading our program. All right, Kevin, let's jump right into it. I'm a big man, not just in size, but I can admit when I'm wrong. And right now, I got to eat a little humble pie because I thought Rasheem Green or LJ Collier was going to be the first defensive ends to be cut. And lo and behold, Pete and John said, oh, no, there, big fat man. Alden Smith, gone. My opinion on this is that there is something that came out that he did not disclose to the Seattle Seahawks. And they said, arrivederci, see ya. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And he is down the road. Kevin, you got any thoughts on that?
I did not see that one coming. So
no, I woke up and I was like, what? No, what? But there it is.
Yep.
So yeah, we were wrong on our first on the first thing that we tried to predict as far as who's the defensive end that was going to get cut first. So
it won't be the last.
No, there's going to be more cuts that come to follow. All right, Kevin. So let's jump from there into a guy that we're not cutting. And that's Jamal. Man, I am Jamal Anderson. I am going way back machine.
Wow.
But no, Jamal Adams.
Jamal
Adams. It sounds like right now we're about $2 million apart. We're squabbling over some guarantees.
Yeah, $2 million of guaranteed money apart, not even price-wise.
Right. There's a little bit of contract negotiations going on, but that happens in all these big contracts that are down there. It looks like right now, according to all the numbers that I've heard so far, it's going to work out to be about $17.5 million.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that if you go back and you watch the video, I said between 17 and a half, somewhere in there. I don't know. I don't like to pat myself on the back. Yes, I do. But yeah, I think we're right about in that ballpark. I think he's still going to be an excellent addition to our defense. I just want him to sign on the dotted line and get this over so we can move all of our sights onto Dwayne Brown and get that one done next.
Correct.
All right. So, Kevin, you have any thoughts on Jamal before I kind of steamroll us out of there?
No, if you want to hear our rant, you can listen to earlier podcasts this week, and
Yeah, we did rant. It was a good one, but if you just go back to the show 2 days ago, what happened in the practice game or the mock game, and listen to that video because it's well worth. I did raise my blood pressure up 17 notches, and that's as much as we're going to try to get into this week. Yep. However, what we are going to move on to, Kevin, is the Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders. It doesn't roll off the tongue yet, but that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the coaches of Seahawks personnel past, along with Chucky himself. Kevin, first of all, you have any thoughts on the coaching staff?
Well, I've always liked Gus Bradley. I think he's a quality, defensive coordinator. I think he's going to turn that team around as long as, I can root for him as long as they're not playing against Seattle.
And they've invested a lot in that defense.
Yes, they have.
and we're going to get into that in a minute. But they have put a lot of capital and a lot of draft capital into that defense.
And they also got Tom Cable, who I grew up in Snohomish, Washington. So Tom Cable's a local guy from Snohomish. However, I'm glad he's not with the Seahawks anymore.
Oh my God! Thank God you're going that direction. Woo!
Yeah.
Thought we were gonna have another rant on our hands,
No,
folks.
no.
Yeah, not a Tom Cable fan. Never. Ooh, yeah, glad that era is over.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin. So we're gonna kind of jump in here. Let's start with the quarterback battle. Doesn't look like either one of the two big quarterbacks, as far as Derek Carr and the old Russell Wilson, are going to play much, if at any at all. So, and it doesn't look like Marcus Mariota for the Raiders is going to come out and do any type of quarterbacking.
Yeah, it looks like
who's going to be chucking the rock for him, Kev?
Well, Nathan Peterman.
Oh,
and he's a gunslinger, and I really think it's going to be fun to watch him try to throw the ball downfield with our defensive backs. So
it is a matchup to watch. Yeah,
it is a great matchup to watch, and I'm excited about that. Marcus. It would have been fun to see Marcus play again.
Sure.
However, I guess he's not having a great training camp.
Oh, okay.
He got a little bit banged up, and Nathan Peterman's contract is guaranteed for this year. So there might be a surprise at number 2 in Raiderland, if depending on what happens
at Allegiant Stadium. Well, I probably massacred that all day long. Okay, Kevin. So we're gonna have Gino's gonna be chucking the rock. Any other surprises? He'll probably be in a half, and then.
Yeah, I don't think any surprises. One of the things I did notice about the Raiders when doing some homework is they went heavy on the defense.
Okay.
Heavy on the draft. Basically, second round, 2 third rounds, 4th round, 5th round were all on defense. 3 safeties, 1 cornerback, 1 linebacker. They are basically trying to do what Seattle does on the back end of their team. They are going with very, very athletic linebackers, very, very tall and athletic safeties and corners. So it'll be, I actually am looking forward to this challenge and to be able to watch their secondary and linebackers to see how athletic they are and go from there. So
I definitely want to see how the wide receivers that we have match up against them, and I'm not talking about the DKs and the Locketts, we're talking the K Johnsons and whoever is down the list of guys that doesn't look like Penny Hart may not play. We'll probably see a little bit of Freddie Swain out there,
right.
But definitely we're going to see some of those guys out there, and hopefully they're going to be able to put out something that's going to, rival that new athletic core that they have down there.
Yeah, 2 of the linebackers that they keep talking about the most are a guy named Tanner Muse and Javine White. Yeah, I guess they're very, very athletic. So
okay,
it'll be good. And then I also am excited to see our old pal, Bo Scarborough.
Bo Scarborough is going to be toting the rock.
He's going to be toting the rock in the Vegas. And then also I'd like to see what's going to happen with Kenyon Drake. So.
Yeah, I want to see how they're going to use it. See if they put anything together that's better than what Arizona did.
Yeah.
I'm really shocked that Arizona let Kenyon out of town. I thought he was a Seahawk killer. He really was.
Yeah. So for me, the matchups that I'm excited about between with Seahawks against the Raiders is obviously our defensive backs. The cornerback play, the safety play. I'm excited for our defensive ends. I want to see, I know it's kind of just generic and we're just playing vanilla football, but I want to see, I want to be able to see how the defensive ends get off the line of scrimmage.
Gotcha.
How physical the defensive backs technically are. So that to me is exciting. And I really want to see this tight end group.
Yeah, I also want to see how we play against their tight end group because they've got a couple of great tight ends. Darren Waller is all pro all day. Yep. So absolutely, I want to see what happens there. So yeah, there's a lot of intrigue in this game as far as seeing the little nuances. I will be probably watching all 4 quarters.
Oh, yeah.
Even the guys that are going to probably get cut, because I definitely have been craving some hitting in and seeing the Seahawks out there one more time or again. So,
yeah. Well, they picked up Hayward, the cornerback Hayward, and they also have some other really talented defensive backs as well. So it'll be fun to watch our offense against their defensive backs as well. So
we're going to see a little unique Ngakoue.
yeah,
I'm going to see him out there again.
yeah.
I think he has something to prove. He's stated that he's going to make sure that Minnesota is unhappy that they let him go.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll see. We'll see if Unique, because he was surprised last year, and he was kind of a backstage story a little bit this year as far as whether or not he landed or where he landed. Last year, all eyes were on Unique Ngakoue and not so much this year. So, all right. So Kevin, let's boil it down. We're going to see about our picks to click for the week. All right. Picks to click. So, Kevin, do you have a couple on offense? And I've got a couple on offense.
Well, I actually kind of wanted to talk about some players that I think are must-watch players this week.
Okay. Who's our must-watch players?
And these aren't really the pick-to-click guys, but these are just guys that I really want to watch on the Seahawks. The five are quarterback Sean Mannion, running back Alex Collins, because I've heard he's had a great camp. He looks in very good shape. Tight end Colby Parkinson, wide receiver Aaron Fuller, and wide receiver Cade Johnson. I think those guys are people to watch if you're going to be watching this week.
Okay.
Phil Haynes is another one that's going to be playing some center, I guess. So
yeah, absolutely.
And on defense, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Kevin.
On defense, I'm looking at linebacker Darrell Taylor. Kind of want to see how he's going to fit in. Robert
Kimdichie,
if he's playing, because I know he's kind of questionable right now. I really want Trey Brown, Trey Flowers, and Marquise Blair to see if he's healthy.
Well, I didn't do as an extensive list as you did, Kevin.
I
did about two that I really. First of all,
I got two that I really think are going to make an impact in the game.
Well, that's where I'm going to hit. I'm going to hit my two that I really feel are going to make an impact. My first one is going to be Alton Robinson. I want to see if Alton Robinson can take that next step and become the player that I hear Cliff Averill just gush over. Cliff Averill, I think, knows a thing or two about the defensive end position, and he says this kid is going to have a breakout season. He's not only working with Alton, he's also working with Darrell Taylor. Right. So, I couldn't think of a better guy that's able to come in there and teach these guys how to get to the quarterback than him. Cliff Averill has been a favorite of mine since he started playing in Seattle.
Yep.
My second guy is somebody that's near and dear to your heart. You talk about him all the time. BBK, Ben Burkervin out of the University of Washington.
Purple gold, baby.
I think this is a tailor-made game to see whether or not he can physically stand up to some of the bigger sized linemen, bigger sized running backs like a Bo Scarborough, and make sure that he leaves his imprint on the game. I think that Ben Burkervin is definitely a guy that I'm going to keep my eye on, because he is key to the success of the Seahawks this year, because he's going to give us much added depth.
Correct.
Kevin, who are your two on defense?
My two is, we're going to start off with Darrell Taylor.
All right. Out of Tennessee.
We've heard so much about this kid. We've never seen him.
Right.
I am excited to see him now with, Aldon Smith gone. Is he going to kind of play more defensive end than technically linebacker? I don't know. But, just get the first option out there. And I think he is going to make himself known this weekend. I think he's going to be, people are going to be talking about him after this game.
Good. I hope so.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I said I was hoping. I'm just agreeing with you, Kevin.
Okay.
I know that doesn't happen often.
The other guy I'm interested in seeing is Trey Brown.
Wow. Yeah.
We talked about him earlier this week on our previous podcast on the mock game. And all we heard was this kid isn't making mistakes. He isn't doing anything wrong. He is physical. He attacks the running backs, the receivers. I mean, I think he's going to make an impact in this game.
I agree. I'm excited to see what Trey does out there.
Mhm.
I think they said if Trey would have been a couple inches taller, I don't know where we've heard that before, he would have gone much higher in the draft.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I think we've already played that game with another guy that might wear a number 3 with an S underneath it. Okay, Kevin, moving to the offensive side of the ball. Here are my 2 picks to click on offense. First one is going to be the river dancer himself, Alex Collins. I want to see if Alex Collins is going to surpass Rashard Penny on the depth chart. And I think this is the game right here where he gets the tape out there and says, here's my case for being the number 2 guy. Yep. And so you have to make a choice and to choose between me or Rashard Penny. And I think this is the time that we will do that. Yeah. My second guy, Kevin, I don't know if I've just got some sort of a fever. I don't know if I'm sick. I don't know. I keep talking about all these U of W players, but my second guy is Will Dissly.
Wow.
Will, I want to see how he fits in this new system, how they're going to use him, if it's going to be different at all, and see how many catches and how they block with him, whatever it is. I'm excited to see what they do with Will. I know that there's a lot of hype with Colby Parkinson. I know there's a lot of hype with Gerald Everett, but I think Steady Eddie right down the middle is Will Dissly, and he's the guy that I think is going to be could even have more catches than either one of them. He's just got that kind of talent. Kevin, who are your picks to click?
Well, let's stick with the UW theme tonight.
All right.
Aaron Fuller, the wide receiver at University of Washington. I like this kid. I liked him in college. I think if he gets that opportunity to play more, he had a great camp last year. And I just think that he's going to make an impact in this game. And I'm excited to see how he plays. The other one, let's talk about the rookie or the other tight end, Colby Parkinson. He's not a rookie anymore.
Colby with the flowing locks.
The flowing locks. Everything I keep hearing about this kid running down the seams, which you've mentioned numerous times in our previous podcast, he's a stud.
Yeah.
Doesn't drop anything. He is always there. It will be fun to see how they use him. And I think with the not a lot of playing time last year, that he's going to be on the field a lot. So,
well, I completely agree with that, Kevin. And like I said, you and I both are leaning towards the fact that they're probably only going to carry the 3 tight ends. So they're going to be using them quite a bit.
Yep.
So with that being said, Kevin, now it's time to lay it all on the line. Lay it on the line and give our scores that we think for this game coming up here on Saturday. Kevin, give me your score. And if it's the same as mine, I might correct.
Seattle 23. The Raiders 19.
Oh, 23-19.
I think there's going to be.
I'm giving our
a lot of field goals, baby.
A lot of Jason Myers out there, huh? Is that what you're saying? I'm giving our offense a little more credit than you. I'm saying 27-17. Wow. I think there's going to be a few more touchdowns and a few less field goals than you, and I think that we'll get it done at the stadium down there, the black orb in the middle of the desert, whatever you want to call it. But I see us coming out of this with a win.
Yep.
Kevin?
Even though, Vegas is saying we're going to lose. So,
yeah, we'll see what Vegas. Well, who knows? They don't know anything. It's not like they make money off every game, every time it comes out.
Sure.
All right. With that being said, Kevin, I'm going to bid you a farewell, and we will see how we did on our predictions on our next upcoming show, which should be coming out either Tuesday or Wednesday. Look for it. The way that you guys can find out about it as soon as it drops is if you turn that notification bell on and make sure you subscribe to C-Fan Sports. Kevin?
Well, Dave, since we're online, let's have a little conversation real quick before you let go.
Okay.
I don't know. I'd like to hear from the fans. I would like to do some kind of instant reaction type of thing, maybe Sunday night or, Sunday sometime, do a little 5-minute thing to just recap a little bit of the game.
Sounds perfect.
Nothing long, but just a quick little glimpse and see what everybody else is thinking. And then maybe sometime this year we might, let these guys ask. We might do a live during the game.
Live with us, live
with
in color. Another thing, guys, if you could do us a favor, tell us your prediction for the game. Leave it in the comment section down below so that we can go ahead and hopefully we can give credit to the person that comes the closest. Somebody might catch it right on. That would be awesome.
Yep.
So with that being said, Kevin,
go Hawks.
Next week, go Hawks, baby. Have a good one, man.
Peace.